Buti na lang nauna tayo.
Let's start with Chen. Was there a representative from Chen? Okay. PRC. Attorney Bautista. One-year-old baby mo.
Senator I just want to share with the body that last week we had a meeting precisely just to discuss the bills that are calendar for today's meeting. But anyway, if I may read, sir, the position paper of the PRC on the chiropractic here.
One thing you think is to see the positive portion. Or, well,
Just
because we have tackling 7 bills, is that long?
not very much.
Okay. Go ahead, please.
So as far as the PRC is concerned, there's a need to study very well the implications of professionalizing the practice of chiropractic care insofar as the other professions are concerned, specifically medicine and the physical therapy profession. One will note, a reading of the bill will show that there is no specific provision on the scope or coverage or definition of the chiropractic practice. Apart from the general statement in the explanatory note which states that chiropractic is a healthcare profession which focuses on the diagnosis, treatment, and prevention of mechanical disorders of the musculoskeletal system with special emphasis on the spine. According to the boards of medicine and physical therapy, these areas are already within the domain of rehabilitation medicine and physical therapy. We also seek clarification on the special provision of the bill that one member of the board must have no direct financial interest in the healthcare industry without any special qualification cited whatsoever. We request for the rationale behind this special qualification for one member of the board. The bill also mentions the qualifications for chiropractic licensure examinations and licensure by credentials. Our inquiry on this particular concern is the distinction or the differentiation between the two sections, given that both provide for substantially similar qualifications. Also, one member of the board of physical therapy would like to be clarified on the content of the subject or training entitled physiological therapeutics. In sum, we are not saying that we are objecting or opposing to the passage of this bill professionalizing chiropractic care in the Philippines, but we suggest or we recommend that we look into the finer details of the bill to ascertain if there are possibilities of overlapping or encroachment in the other existing professions under the PRC.
We noted a lot of work is done. As you know, you're the designated representative of PRC, that we won't run this through anybody. We will consider all those proposed amendments, and later on to the technical working group, we will flesh out the final details of your proposed amendments. Next week, Senator Hontiveros is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Today, please inquire with the good attorney on the adequacy and sufficiency of existing policy, in particular PTAC Circular Number 1, Series of 2010, or the guidelines of the National Certification of Chiropractic Care to regulate the practice, and how the PRC thinks that Senate Bill 629 could further enhance regulation over this area of care.
Thank you, ma'am. So, please.
Noted na we look into that particular issuance of the PTAC and harmonize, if possible, with this proposed bill.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. So, I understand the concern of the other professions that may be affected by this proposed bill, but remember, as it is, if it's unregulated, then the more that it will affect your profession. Once it will be regulated, then we can apply, or the government can actually look into it and monitor this profession of
traditional alternative healthcare. I'm Dr. Vicente Rastegui. So actually, the Philippine Institute of Traditional Alternative Healthcare is a government-owned and controlled corporation attached to the Department of Health. It is also the institution responsible for the research and of DOH on traditional and complementary medicine. And we appreciate the noble intention possessing objection to the passage into law of Senate Bill number 629, since it will regulate and at the same time set the standards and guidelines for the practice of chiropractic in the country. So actually, chiropractic is one of the modality identified by the World Health Organization. So aside from chiropractic, we have also acupuncture. Then there are several modalities of alternative medicine or complementary medicine. Right now, they are referring it as a traditional and complementary medicine. So they want to set aside the word alternative.
So, in essence, you are in favor of
Yes.
of passage. So that would include the DOH, since you're basically under the DOH. Is that correct?
Sir, first step to come up with the official agency position to consolidate tasks and the position of the LP1 development.
So there is still that possibility that you would have contrary positions.
Sir, at our office, we support that there's a need to regulate the practice of chiropractic. But we're open to exploring other measures apart from licensure or professional decision. Noting that we support the PRC's position also that it still has to be studied. Because prior to creation of profession, there has to be a structured, formal training or education focusing on that body of knowledge, which we have not seen yet in the proposed bill. And it will be in conflict with the Medical Act. If it will not be limited to the physicians, if the practice will not be limited to the physicians, since the diagnosis and treatment and operation prescribing any remedy is included in the scope of practice of doctors. And we likewise recommend supporting the nursing task position that has to be harmonized with existing laws such as the Republic Act 24, the Traditional and Alternative Medicine Act, which created the and the role of TESTA has to be clarified as well. Because we also have to align the curriculum and qualifications of the chiropractic professionals are Philippine qualifications framework and the existing law, which is the Philippine Professional Development. We will forward our official position once it's consolidated.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Politico. Senator Hontiveros.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. If it's all right, may I also pose the same question to Dr. Ras that I apparently prematurely posed to Attorney Risa. Kung sa tingin po ng PITA, your existing circular number 1 series of 2010 or guidelines on the national certification of chiropractic care is adequate and sufficient to regulate the practice, or if you see that the Senate Bill 629 will in fact enhance this. And maybe as the last point, Mr. Chair, before the answer of Dr. Ras, I hope also that the good Dr. Politico could share with the department my hope that you would consider this bill, of course also in the light of the Medical Act, but not only, because if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, I think the Medical Act dates to the 1950s. And there have been advances not just in healthcare, but recognition and also yung pag-alala sa ito na iba't ibang larangan ng traditional and complementary care that could actually complement Eastern medicine, so called to complement Western medicine or a more integrated approach to health. Mr. Chairman, if Dr. Ras could comment on the adequacy and efficiency of ADAC surgery number 1 series of
Dr. Ras, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. So actually, right now, we have a certifying body composed of one from the National Certification Committee for Chiropractic, we call it NCCC. So it is composed of 3 duly licensed Filipino chiropractors and 1 medical doctor, preferably from PMA, and 1 educator, preferably from GED. So of the appointed members, the duly licensed chiropractors have a term of 3 years, while the remaining 2 have a term of 2 years. So since we do not have yet a body from the PRC, so I would recommend that PITA, National Center for Community on Chiropractic, can be the certifying body as well.
Salamat po. Can we now get the position of PRC? Board of Medicine, Dr. Noche.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Our main objection to the bill is that the professional is called physicians, and therefore suggesting the practice of medicine. It is well defined in the Medical Act, Article 59. But then even our subsequent amendments have similar description of the constitution of the practice of medicine, that is diagnose, treat, operate, etc. Of this condition. Therefore, it is not our main objection. Protocol and physicians. So maybe suggested by Lobby, it's called a valid health professional rather than physician.
We'll duly take note of your suggestions, but you're familiar with how these things go, Dr. Noche, that this bill basically is the working draft. This is the proposal on the table. It's not set in stone. That's why we are here, so that we can incorporate all the concerns. But the point of this bill was brought about by the need to professionalize or regulate this profession, because as it is, the government is not looking into this profession, and we need to, because they're practicing it, and there is a risk to the life and health of the individuals or the clients of these professionals. So, baka naman bitayin ka agad ako ng mga Dr. Noche. Very sensitive sila dyan. Kung mag-ano to, we're going to talk again and smoothing out all the kinks. Dr. Noche, I'm sure you have other proposed amendments. Am I correct? The scope of the profession.
The background of the members of the board, of the board of trust.
So, I think these are not impossible issues. So, I'm sorry to abbreviate the issue. Is there anything else?
Yes. At least the membership of the board is a very background, because we're giving examinations and with table presentations, we are following now the outcome-based integration, outcome-based. So this will detail a good background on education.
Maraming salamat po. presentation of the practitioners. Let's start with Dr. Petro.
Afternoon, sir. My name is Michael Tetro. I'm a chiropractic practitioner working in Makati. We've been here since 2006. I'm licensed in California. I have a college degree plus a university degree certification in chiropractic. It's a total of 8 years of education. So the standard for chiropractic training places me as a specialist for the spine and the implications of spinal problems to the nervous system. So the course of study provides a level of education where I am a primary care screener, not a primary care doctor, but a primary care screener, where people, general public, can see me directly without a referral from another doctor because of the level of diagnosis, pathology, training that we receive. In the United States, where I am licensed, I must pass the national boards, as well as, of course, completing a degree in chiropractic. The degree I received from Life Chiropractic College was a Doctor of Chiropractic. My license in California was provided after I completed national boards, which is four full sets of national boards in clinical sciences and radiology, PT, and anatomy, physiology, basic sciences. So it's an extensive studying process, qualifying us to be primary care providers as our scope of practice is defined, and I think the Act accurately describes our scope of practice. I have been in private practice since 1979. That's about 38 years. Probably have seen over 20,000 patients. I would add the word grateful patients because of the level of training and professionalism that we provide. People have needs that are not met by other healthcare providers that a chiropractor can meet. We provide an unduplicated service in spinal health, spine and nerve health that may be assisted by PTs or those other practitioners that are similar in the areas of their focus. But our area on the spine is unique. And our specialized training is necessary because there is a risk of dealing with the spine. We must be a regulated profession. We cannot have PTs claiming to be chiropractors, reflexologists claiming to be chiropractors, as we know today. So it is imperative for the government to regulate this profession, recognize its degree of training, to allow myself, I have a daughter who wants to join my profession, she's 14. We're hoping to have a chiropractic college here in the Philippines so that she can graduate. She's Filipina. And I hope that she will be able to enter this profession regulated to serve and continue to serve the Filipino people.
Thank you very much, Dr. Petro. Let's now move to Dr. Tanaka.
Good afternoon, Senators. Thank you for having us. I sit on the board of the National Certification Committee on Chiropractic, which is the recommendatory body to BITAC in the Department of Health pertaining to issues regarding the profession. And we appreciate the noble intention of this body and pose no objection to the passage into law of Senate Bill number 629. This law would regulate and set the standards that we feel would safeguard the interests of the general public and profession in the country. Now, chiropractic presents a viable treatment option, which is not only clinically effective, but is also cost effective. It is valuable and unique, non-surgical and drugless alternative for many healthcare conditions affecting majority of our population. Now, just to give you an idea of how well utilized it is abroad, the director of the United States Olympic Committee Sports Medicine Center is a chiropractor. And he coordinates the efforts of the orthopedic, the rehab, the physical therapy, massage, acupuncture for the benefit of the U.S. Olympic team. And as we all know, they're a very high-performing team. Locally, the Philippine Olympic Committee uses a chiropractic specialist as the co-chair of their medical commission. So since 2005, we had a chiropractic physician traveling with the national teams for Olympics, Asian Games, and Southeast Asian Games. So with this rise in popularity, there is also a growing number of people identifying themselves as chiropractors without the necessary educational qualifications and training. This bill will allow us to regulate the profession and safeguard the interests of the public. Now, regarding Senator Hontiveros' question regarding if PITAC circular was sufficient, my answer to that is no. I also sit on the board of PITAC, largely because it lacks the regulatory component to be able to penalize or close practices, unscrupulous practices claiming to be chiropractic clinics. So we support this bill, but we would like to make the following comments and recommendations on the draft. On the explanatory note, we recommend to add the following description. Chiropractic is a primary portal of entry healthcare profession which focuses on the diagnosis, treatment, or prevention of mechanical disorders of the neuromusculoskeletal system and its effects on general health. We seek to include the words primary portal and neuromusculoskeletal as the central premise of chiropractic health care is its effect on the nervous system and how this affects general health. The use of the word would also be consistent with the WHO's definition of chiropractic health care in their guidelines for basic training and safety in chiropractic. On Section 4, Article B, we ask to remove the qualification on 2 years teaching experience because at this stage there is no teaching experience possessed by the Filipino chiropractors since there is no local university offering degrees in chiropractic. So there are no possibilities for them to fulfill the residency time and teaching requirements. If they have the teaching requirements, then they're not residing in the Philippines. Therefore, they will not qualify for the board. If they're residing and practicing in the Philippines, they do not have the teaching requirements because there is no local school. So removing this will allow the currently practicing Philippine chiropractors to meet the qualifications as specified. On Section 4, Article F, it states, is not an officer nor hold any positions other than being a member of the integrated and accredited National Organization of Chiropractors. We seek a clarification knowing that the ratio of chiropractors to the population is 3.1 million per chiropractor. And there is only a total of 14 Filipino chiropractors holding different positions in the Chiropractic Association as the chiropractic leaders in the country. As an integral part of the minimum qualifications criteria, we should be including chiropractors who have been actively contributing significantly to the spread and betterment of the chiropractic profession in the Philippines. They would naturally hold positions in professional organizations or in other bodies. This statement